morning. It is the last day of a 31-day month close, Kyle. How excited is everybody? How excited is everybody? We're excited. We got things to talk about too. News and dealers and things.
The people really want to know who I is and who
the end of the world.
Yeah. We are going to get to the end of the world. We're going to save that for the end. We'll save the end of the world for the end of the show today. Well, we are going to get there. We're definitely going to get there. Man, I just feel like right now in the industry, so many moving pieces. At the same time, it's starting to feel like summer, right?
Oh, without a doubt.
Right. When you're
I've
on
had
LinkedIn,
two conversations with dealers this week, actually yesterday, and both of them were kind of in this mode where, like, you know, like everyone kind of sits back and it's like, you know, they just kind of stretch their arms, like, watch it, here it comes, you know.
There's a vibe about it. And, you know, it like, we always pay attention to events and the chatter and things, and everything just takes this natural exhale moment right around the beginning of June. Except for us, I guess.
Yeah. No. Zero exhale in our world. Zero exhale.
We're too young to be exhaling.
Absolutely not exhaling on the fact that we are just launching podcast interviews after podcast interviews. If you have not caught the Amplify podcast, which we partnered with Reuters to put together, you have to check it out. And specifically our latest episode with Brandstaetter drummer from NCM Associates. You have got,
she crushes it.
Like, go search Amplify podcast today on all your podcasts. But you could actually hang up the rest of this one, because I don't know what we're about to say, but the podcast that we did with her is amazing.
It's better.
So you want to check it out.
What's the best way to search that? Do you Amplify? Because there are a few things with Amplify. If you type in like Amplify in like Asodu, it probably is going to come up.
Or if you just type in Asodu and go to our channel, you can actually find all of our podcasts, including Amplify, including Auto Collabs, which we have another episode out today with Bruce Miller, which was a ton of fun. We kind of got into the personality and the person of that. So we're just bringing together a lot of people across the industry from different sides of it and just having conversations so that you can be aware of the moving parts of what's going on.
We have deemed ourselves the official mayor of the retail automotive industry, by the way. We have. And so we're going to be everywhere. We're going to be in Atlanta next week. No, 2 weeks on the 14th. If you're in Atlanta or can get to Atlanta quickly, we are having our next DeSoto X regional event. It's going to be unbelievable. It's in the Buckhead Theater. It's in the evening, so you can come after the day of work. We're going to show More Than Cars episode together. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then we're bringing the Live Tonight show. Live band from Nashville's coming in. Cirillo's coming in. We have a crazy guest list, the best one we've had so far, and we're going to pack this place full of people who care about this industry. We're going to learn a lot. We're going to remember a lot, get some free swag, and have a great time. Go to asotux.com, asotux.com. We hope you can be there. All right, let's talk about a little bit of news. Okay, here we go. Amidst growing pressure from emerging Chinese manufacturers, Volkswagen COO Ralph Brandstaetter has announced the company's refusal to partake in China's discount battles, emphasizing sustainable profits over market share. So basically, he says this: our market position is strong enough for us to focus on profitability, not sales volume, but market share. So basically, they've been the sales leader in China for years. And last year, BYD, Chinese manufacturer, overtook them as the best-selling vehicle.
Right.
But they still said, and the statement continues where he says, Volkswagen aspires to be the biggest international car maker in China, apparently understanding like we're not going to beat BYD. He said, but it's irrelevant if another national manufacturer sells more than we do. So basically, he's like, we're going to be the biggest non-Chinese automaker in China, and we're going to be really profitable doing it. And he says, if we achieve sales of more than 4 million vehicles in this environment by 2030, I should play the trigger pad, with the same profitability, he goes, this is a position we could very well live with.
There it is. You know, I appreciate it. I know that there's probably some stock value to the comments that he's making here, but at the same time, just a focus on profitability, maintaining the course, staying the course, not fighting with price battles or local, the way that the local manufacturer is doing it. We've just seen time and time again when brands move in that direction, right? You look at some of the major brands that have not gone price shopping or not gone, gone against their common business practices, stuck to their values. They seem to end up on the other side winning. And so I think like this is kudos to stay the course because profitability, what does that do? Make sure that you can build better vehicles, have great employee culture, like do all of the things that secondary down the line that don't attribute like one-to-one sales volume. And I think that what happens out of that is the reason why like legacy manufacturers stay around is because there is some level of stay the course. Now, adjusting and moving with the times is still important from a technology perspective or an employee culture perspective, but this type of move and this type of statement, I think, is a big deal for Volkswagen, and recognizing like they have a much bigger impact globally as well, and not just in the Chinese market. I think is kudos to them, because BYD is still really only held to that Chinese market.
If you look at the brands that hold the line on profitability, they're brands that actually see themselves as brands and not companies. So when you look at Volkswagen, right, like they do have this unique ability to build brand around their product. I mean, you even look at like what they've done with the Scout launch and how they've repositioned it as America's next shot. Like, how the heck is a European country positioning himself as America's next shot?
Full on, like, as we say, assuming the center in the auto manufacturing world. They're like, yep, we're the middle.
Yeah, it's just it's pretty amazing. So we'll see how that goes for them. But if history is any tell of the future, they kind of know what they're doing in that space. Speaking of know what you're doing in a space,
segue
time. We're doing the tour day the world today. So autonomous EV freight company Einride is set to revolutionize the United Arab Emirates freight landscape, partnering with the Ministry of Energy. I love it when it's the Ministry of something. I know, right? The Ministry of Energy and Infrastructure to deploy a comprehensive electric autonomous freight network. So big trucks moving things across the highway autonomously, covering 550 kilometers is about 341 miles. The initiative includes 2,000. Just picture 2,000 electric trucks and 200 autonomous trucks.
Like, so UAE is not huge.
No, I mean, it's only 300 miles.
Right.
So you think 300 miles and 2,000 trucks and 200 autonomous trucks. So we have electric trucks and these little autonomous trucks, which are super cool. You got to click the link and see them. And 8 charging stations across the countries. They're calling it the Falcon Rise grid. So basically they have this grid and it's kind of linear with a couple of branches. So think of like what a tree branch looks like, main road, and then these little branches that go off of it. They're deploying autonomous vehicles to move freight, EVs to move freight, over 500 charging stations for these things. And it's expected to be rolled out and fully operational in less than 5 years. Wow. So it's crazy. So
which makes sense because I mean, it's basically the size of Tennessee, right? Actually slightly smaller, right?
Okay.
And so, well, and
300 miles. Yeah, that's like Syracuse to Baltimore.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So it's not huge. What my favorite part of this whole story, outside of the fact that it's just cool that a bunch of electric trucks and autonomous trucks are going to be running all over the UAE, is that the Ministry of Energy and Infrastructure has created the Falcon Rise grid.
Yeah, the building looks like a falcon, by the way. Yes. No, it doesn't.
No.
It doesn't. So this company Einride is only 7 years old. It's a Swedish company. They kind of debuted some new technology at South by Southwest, which is just super cool in and of itself. They have these EVs that have these autonomous pods that kind of follow it like a little dog, right? It just follows along. It's about the third of the size of the big truck. And so like they can have a driver in the EV. They can have the autonomous pod following the human operated vehicle. They also are pioneering this remote piloting system where you said it when we were talking about this before the show, it feels like a little bit like gaming. Yeah. And so you have these operators with this little,
actually looks exactly like it. It's like a 3-screen setup with little like game controls. It's not a steering wheel. It's like little game controls, like you were playing Nintendo back in the day. And it's like having a little gaming experience, but running an autonomous truck across the highway.
Driving a 10,000 pound.
It is super cool though. Like I am wildly impressed, and just like the 5G infrastructure that's necessary to make decisions in real time like that it has to be there, right? Like you can't have Wi-Fi down if you're driving that truck. But still cool that like pushing the boundaries of innovation, and for a smaller country with a big global economic impact to be putting their foot down and saying, hey, we're doing this, and for Einride to partner with them, kudos.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to see how that plays out. Speaking of global, seeing how things play out,
yeah, see, there was a bunch of segues for that one.
Stop. Segue.
Get three stops. Here,
this is clutch.
End of the world.
This is the end of the world. In a one-sentence warning, we would have raised a collective eyebrow at just 24 months ago. Tech leaders and experts have asserted that the existential risk posed by artificial intelligence should be on par with avoiding nuclear war. So basically what happened was a statement came out published by a nonprofit called the Center of AI Safety. Basically, they're a big proponent for AI safety standards. The warning includes signers such as Sam Altman, the creator of OpenAI, which is the creator of ChatGPT that many of us know. The gentleman Demi Hazabi of Google DeepMind, Dario Amodi of Anthropic, among a whole bunch of other high-profile public figures. And what is really, really wild about it is that it was literally a one-sentence, extremely clear
22
statement.
words.
22 words was all it was. Yeah.
Oh, wait.
One sentence. It reads like this. Here, I'll read it. Okay. Mitigating the risk of extinction from AI should be a global priority alongside other societal scale risks such as pandemics and nuclear war.
Bam.
That's no joke.
They said they made they could have put up a list of like warnings and a list of requirements and suggestions, but they made it so short because they said it makes it that much more important if we put it into one sentence, because people get lost in all the requirements. They wanted to make sure that everyone understood the dire nature of attention that is needed on this. Basically, they said there's a very common misconception that even within the AI community, that there are only a handful, like a small handful minority of people who are doomers. They said people who think like this could go really, really wrong. So all these people got together to say like, no, this really could go really, really wrong. And a lot of people, smart people, think that. Apparently, some significant players in the AI space like Meta did not sign it. What does that tell you? I mean, there's a lot of supervillain. There's a lot of supervillain lore out there.
Yeah. Well, Paul, here's the real kicker. They used ChatGPT to write the sentence. Oh, got him. No, that didn't happen. That's not real. They actually wrote the sentence. I'm just messing around.
Do you know that though? Really? Like, did they write a long sentence and be like, there's shorter?
A reality, like shape this up,
make this shorter,
clean it up and put it under 25 words, right?
That's probably
could have happened.
True.
It could have happened. But the reality is like, we just don't know what this is possible. I mean, just, between our friends network and the people that are messing around with this and like really pushing the boundaries right now, what we're even utilizing it for, is there are so many capabilities, and it's so wild. I mean, the crazy fact that like lawyers are trying to use this stuff, and some of them failing miserably, right? With it, a lot of writers, a lot of like just a bunch of people, there have been arrests over inappropriate information across other countries. So like, we're starting to see these tinges of where we don't really understand its capabilities. So, but for the large language, large learning models out there, it's huge to say like, oh, the creators of those are the ones that are actually the most concerned. That's when like raise the eyebrows.
Whatever. Like, I think we just put this in here so that we could be like, just cover our butts in case it does. We could be like, we told you so.
We told you so.
No, I don't think we did that. But reality, like, tie this back down to, if you're in an industry partner or if you're in a dealership, I guarantee you we know because we've been leaning way into this in many different areas. There are ways GPT alone, just that one tool, is going to make your life way easier. You should use it as much as possible, learn from it as much as possible, because it does actually translate into freeing up more of your time to pay attention to the human elements of your business. Right. So there's a little bit of a dichotomy there, but without a doubt, like, we're big proponents of leveraging it. I think Dave Meltzer said it is the most powerful assistant you've ever had.
Get it. I agree.
Well, we hope you go ahead into this 31st day of the month, into the close with a full head of steam. If you're an industry partner, encourage your dealers. If you're dealers, encourage your clients, encourage your team. We'll be here tomorrow.
Right.